So 100 Streets, which is directed by Jim O'Hanlon, and it is a story in which there are intertwining threads, the story of different lives in London, all taking place within, I think, something like a square mile. So Charlie Creed Miles is a taxi driver. He, along with his wife, is attempting to adopt a child, and then he's blindsided by a traffic accident that completely changes everything. Idris Elba is a retired rugby star who has cheated on his wife, played by Gemma Arterton. Now they're separated. He's spiraling out of control with drugs and booze and, press stories. Meanwhile, she has become involved with an old flame. And Franz Ray is a streetwise kid who's trying to turn his life around, thanks in part to the mentorship of Ken Stott's retired actor. So intertwining narratives, all of which cross tangentially. Here's a clip.
For the first 10 days, they sailed on beautifully and found plenty to eat, as there were lots of fish. And they had only to take them out of the sea with a long spoon. When the quangle wangle... What's a quangle wangle?
So you get a sense from that clip of the tone of the film. It's an odd one. One of the things that may be problematic is that the stories are kind of oddly incidental. But I have to say that's one of the things that I liked about the film, is the way in which the stories intersect and intertwine doesn't seem to be absolutely rife with contrivance. In fact, it's quite gentle in the way in which it makes its connections. I think in terms of the performances, it's very solidly played by a very, very impressive ensemble cast, all of whom do very fine work, and lovely, incidentally, to see Charlie Creed Miles taking a key role and doing it, I thought, rather terrifically. It is a film which, it reminded me of This Year's Love. Do you remember that? And that was
that's going back a bit.
That was, yeah, exactly. And it was based in Camden, and a series of sort of stories which again sort of connected tangentially and entwined. And I'm not sure that film ever got really sort of great attention, but I liked it very much because I liked the way in which the paths crossed, and there was that sort of sense that stories that you think are going one way can go a completely different way, particularly in that film, the story involving Ian Hart. And I thought this had some of that charm about it. I think it's got a sort of a freewheeling quality, which occasionally can be misinterpreted as it being inconsequential. But actually, that inconsequentiality is what makes it something that is worthwhile. Whilst I was watching it, I did find myself caring about the people. I did find myself caring about the characters. I found myself being drawn in, even when there is contrivance, even when there is, obvious contrivance. It worked because it seemed to be genuine. And once again, to say something which I said earlier on, it's a film which has a kind and gentle heart. And that doesn't mean it's soft. It doesn't mean it's sappy, but it does mean that it is a film about people that you can believe in. And there are a couple of moments. I mean, one particular moment involving Charlie Creed Miles, which is really well acted, really well performed. So actually, I thought it was solid. I mean, not, certainly nothing that's going to change the world, but a good, solid, intertwining ensemble drama that reminded me of This Year's Love, which is a film I like very much.
And a good song by David Gray.
Yeah, exactly.